Good morning, good evening, and welcome to World of Warships. My name is Robin, and today we are going to sail in the Tier 10 Soviet destroyer Khabarovsk. But first of all, thank you very much for tuning in the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy your time here. The ship we are about to sail with has 8 130mm guns with a top range of 11.2 kilometers, 26,500 points of health, 10 torpedoes with a top range of 10 kilometers, and a top speed of 46.6 knots. The anti-air defense rating is at 46, her surface detection range is 9.7 kilometers, and the armor thickness goes from 12 to 50 millimeters. For the modules I've installed, we have Main Armament Modification 1, Aiming Systems Modification 1, Main Battery Modification 3, Propulsion Module 1 and 2, and Steering Gear Modification 3. For my commander, I have Basic Firing Training, Basics of Survivability, Expert Marksman, Last Stand, Superintendent, and Increased Health. Happy New Year, by the way. I cannot believe we are already there. For me, this year just passed by like a train, and I was the cow watching it with a dumb face. But I had some pretty good moments too, and some of them were thanks to you, viewers. I'm ecstatic about the feedback you have been posting here or on Reddit, and I'm genuinely glad that my content gets enjoyed. It motivates me to put even more efforts on these videos, and that's what I plan on doing. But enough of these descriptions. Let's take the Khabarovsk to battle. Here we are on the map Hotspot. This is the standard battle mode, and we've spawned in position to defend our base. I'm going to head over to the famous destroyer territory that is the patch of islands in front of me and try to scout ahead for my team. There's a lot of destroyers on this match, and our team lacks one compared to the enemy team. But the Khabarovsk counterweights 2 destroyers in my opinion, so we should be okay. Enemy aircraft carrier, I believe is a Tier 10 Khabarovsk, has decided to send a planes towards us. I'm going to immediately pop my smoke. I do not want his torpedo bombers going after me. He could have very well blind fired through my smoke, but I'm lucky enough that the carrier decided to send back his airplanes. Our midway fighter are on the way, so we should be safe. I am feeling way more confident now to push out of my smoke, and I'm waiting for an aircraft to spot an enemy ship. And oh, look who's here, trying to flank us from the east. 2 enemy destroyers, a Tashkent and a Shimakaze. Our carrier is doing an awesome job spotting them up for us, and I'm in my smoke still. This is perfect teamwork, and I'm going to engage the enemy destroyer. Still, while keeping the Tashkent under fire, I am setting up my ship to take cover from the island. I know torpedoes are going to be on their way pretty soon through my smoke, and I have to get to safety. I'm doing very good damage to my target. I'm the only one shooting at her, and at this point I've knocked out half of her health. Tashkent is laying down smoke, and I'm going to send my torpedoes towards it and take cover from the island. The Shimakaze is maneuvering to use the Tashkent's smoke, and the Midway's plane are going to spot the torpedoes sent by the Tashkent. I'm really grateful about the spotting. Engaging these destroyers would have been way more difficult if it wasn't for the Midway. My smoke is dissipating though, and I'm going to wait for the torpedoes to pass. And oops, sorry enemy Tashkent. Your chances of escaping this one were slim. That is 1 enemy destroyer out of the battle. Now there is still enemy backup pushing the east. 2 battleships and apparently another Shimakaze are sailing towards our flank, and only the aircraft carrier and myself are on their way. The Shimakaze could be a huge threat to our team if she managed to push through, and the first enemy Shimakaze is still in the Tashkent's smoke. I have to intervene. I am the only ship in the area that can prevent the eastern enemy forces to push up, as of right now, and my friendlies are aware of it. An allied battleship is moving up the islands behind me, and the carrier is still keeping an eye out on them while sailing away towards our forces in the west. And look who is going to pop out of the smoke. Enemy Shimakaze have made the mistake of sticking around a little bit too long, hoping to catch a target for her torpedoes, maybe. Well, she have one now, but I'm keeping her under fire, and at this range, she have no chances to escape. I'm checking my course though. I do not want to run into an island in front of a Shimakaze. And here comes the torpedoes. The midway fighters are still over us and spotting the torpedoes for me. That's going to allow me to anticipate them and comfortably chew through the poor Japanese destroyer's health. And whoa, what happened there? More torpedoes incoming in front of me, this time from a sneaky British cruiser, Edinburgh. I barely evades them and finish off the Shimakaze. Alright, I'm safe. Even though the Edinburgh is going to use her hydroacoustic search, the island is going to protect me. My torpedoes are ready, and I'm trying to set up to launch them, but it's too risky. Enemy Shimakaze, the second one, unfortunately, have pushed through our eastern flank, but I cannot go intercept her just yet. I'm stuck here until the area is cleared of the enemy British cruiser. Interestingly enough, the two enemy battleships have both decided to turn back, maybe scared off by our allied carrier, and are coming in torpedo range. Our team in the west is creating a blockade to prevent the enemies to push down south. We are mostly defending our base, and the enemy team is spread all over the place, sometimes even isolated. My friendlies in the back are now closing up to my position and engaging the enemy Edinburgh. I'm almost out of range of a hydroacoustic, so I'm going to pop my smoke and set up to engage her as well. I have AP loaded, and the British is going to take a huge hit from our battleship in the back. She's trying to cover herself with smoke, but my last salvo of high explosive is going to finish her off. I immediately switch to the Montana. We have to try and prevent these two battleships to regroup with their allies. They are isolated and without destroyer protection, so we have to take them out before they can fall back. I'm successfully setting the target on fire, and I'm going to switch to the enemy tirpitz while I'll turn my ship around to send torpedoes. My friendly battleship is using my smoke, and we are taking defensive positions. At this point, I got baited away from our main objective that should have been turning back towards the enemy Shimakaze and try to intercept her. But we'll see what happened about that. I'm sending torpedoes towards the Montana. A little bit late, but that will at least give him something to dodge. My friendly North Carolina is assisting me and using my smoke as cover. And unfortunately, the Montana's airplane is going to spot my torpedoes, making him turn hard to starboard. Torpedoes are incoming from the enemy tirpitz. Fortunately, they die off shortly after. My smoke is about to dissipate, so I have to move. I set the Montana on fire. This time I think the fire will stick, and he successfully evades my torpedoes. I'm going to set another fire on him. Now that's good, that's very good. And I'm trying to set up for another ambush. Let's do a quick sitrep here. The enemy team has successfully rebalanced the kill counter and is actually on the lead point-wise. We have an enemy destroyer flanking us from the south, even though I am pretty sure our midway is keeping an eye on her while sailing to safety. The enemy forces are regrouping to defend, and we are ready to push as soon as an opportunity allows it. The enemy tirpitz is in my line of sight and does not seem to be interested in me, so I can sit for a short time in cover from the Montana and engage her. I'm taking fire from secondaries over the islands, so I decide to pop my smoke and set up to keep the tirpitz on the fire. And what's going to happen is rather funny. I'm going to set the tirpitz on fire, forcing out her damage control. My second salvo is going to set another fire, denied. A third fire, denied. Bombs from the midway, denied. And he's going to take a torpedo on the aft, causing a flood, denied. That's gotta be the most effective damage control party consumable ever used in this game. My guns are going to finish off the Tirpitz, and now enemy Takao is wandering around. She is detected as soon as she engages my friendly North Carolina. The North Carolina is using my smoke as cover. She's welcome. I'm ready to smoke any ships that are assisting me in return. She gives me a little love tap just to thank me for it. Alright, North Carolina, don't you die on me. I'm going to flank this fool of a Takao. Stay here and survive, will you? Apparently the Takao is not sailing away from us, as she very well should be. So I'm going to peek the other side of the island and try to ambush her. She immediately targets me as soon as I'm visible. I switch back to high explosive. She sets me on fire, but I can take cover and repair. An enemy battleship scores a good hit on me from long range, but I'm far from being out of the fight health-wise. I have switched to AP. The Takao is going to show me a perfect broadside. She is trying to set up a torpedo run on my friendly North Carolina, and that's not going to happen on my watch. First salvo to decent penetration damage, but the third, oh boy, that Takao was surprised when I take out 11,000 points of damage from her. Add 2 more citadels on the fourth salvo, and that's enough for our friendly gearing Olive, shout out to him, to finish her off. Now there's trouble. Enemy Iowa is a little too close for comfort, but he seems engaged with our friendly North Carolina. Fortunately, Olive has sent torpedoes his way. He takes 2 from the first salvo, 2 from the following ones, and is now all nice and hurt for my gun to feast on. I'm trying to set him on fire, but I'm going to quickly switch to AP for one last salvo that is going to secure the kill on the Iowa. Thank you, Olive. I owe you this kill, and I owe you this Kraken. Enemy Montana has fallen back towards his base, and we have a pretty good ship advantage now. There is still the enemy Shimakaze, last seen at G10, and I completely forgot about him at this point. He could very well cap our base without us being able to counter it in time. But for now, I am focusing the Montana over the island. I'm attracting the enemy Hakuiryu's attention though. His torpedo bombers are definitely flying my way, and this could be trouble. I'm going to send a couple more salvos on the burning Montana and get the last amount of damage to secure the kill. But I have to get ready and grease up my rudder because here comes the bombers. My anti-air is opening up, but I'm a destroyer. I cannot defend myself other than anticipate the drops. I have my smoke ready, but it's too late to slow down and use it safely. His bombers misses me barely, but I'm locked on the torpedo planes. I know what he's trying to do and I'm sailing accordingly. First torpedoes are too far behind me, but I almost fell for the bait. I turned into the torpedoes right before their arm, and fortunately the Midway's fighter are here for the save. And once again, our carrier is going to do a great job protecting the team. Enemy Hakuryu, though, is sitting with her pants down now. I'm going to engage her with high explosives. I do not want her to be able to send a planes again, but I should have used AP. I'm pretty sure I would have dealt way more damage if I had loaded the right ammunition, because my shells are just crashing on their side armor without any other effects than setting her on fire. I have sent torpedoes and I'm trying to hit the tiny upper tower, but my damage is way too low. Of course I set fires, but I only realized it too late and finally switched to armor piercing. And look at the damage difference. I'm gonna alt tab for a little second. Launch one last salvo, but the Midway gets the kill, right after my shot lands, granting us Confederate. One last miss drops from the Hakuri's bombers, and I'm safe from harm. Our team has entered the enemy camp, and our Midway is sending torpedo bombers down south to try and spot the only remaining Japanese destroyer, Shimakaze. She, interestingly enough, did not choose to cap our objective. I strongly believe she would have been able to cap it considering our positioning, but she decided to go into hiding, and we secured a victory. 185,000 points of damage dealt, 650,000 credits gained, and more than 8,000 XP earned. We've achieved Confederate, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. Pretty good match, again, with the Khabarovsk. I'm really loving this ship, but I realize we've been playing a lot of tier 10 recently. Most of the battles I have showcased were ships up from tier 7 to tier 10, and even if I had my times grading from the low tiers, doesn't mean I should forget about them. So here's the thing, what ship would you guys like me to play for the next battle? Tell me in the comments and I'll pick the most requested. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching it until the end. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, and you're a kind heart, give it a like. And stay tuned, there is more content to come about World of Warships. Until then, have a good one, and take it easy.